My name is Kevin Burno. I'm a 32-year-old father from Washington, D.C., and I've been fighting for my freedom since 2013 when I was the passenger in a non-deadly car crash and wrongfully convicted of driving a vehicle. I grew up like most kids I knew in a single-parent household surrounded by a violent learning social environment where positive influence was hard to find. So it's not surprising that my first true role model was also a cautionary figure. When I was 7 years old, my brother Wakil was charged as an adult and sentenced to life in prison. He became a symbol of so-called juvenile lifers when he was profiled in the HBO documentary Thug Life in D.C. After losing my brother to the prison system, I stumbled along a path to true manhood, like most young black men in search of identity. I became a father to my beautiful son Kevon and started work as an HVAC apprentice to support my family. I was beginning to find stability in my life, but everything suddenly changed on March the 5th, 2013, when I was a passenger in a car crash with a stationary police vehicle. Despite my co-defendant's confession that he was the driver of my vehicle, and despite finding no evidence for a motive, prosecutors and police alleged that I used my vehicle as a weapon to intentionally collide into a policeman's scooter. Several officers testified that we appeared to be intoxicated, incoherent, and under the influence of a substance, and that a significant amount of alcohol evidence was discovered in my car upon our arrest. However, no breathalyzer tests were administered on the scene. I believe we were deliberately kept from alcohol tests because intoxication mitigates against intentional elements of a crime. This way, they were able to turn a simple misdemeanor driving under the influence offense, which carries no more than 1 year in prison, into a felony intentional aggravated assault while armed offense carrying up to 30 years in prison. Ultimately, I was charged with several counts of felony intentional aggravated assault while armed against the police offenses, and I was sentenced to 15 years in prison. My wrongful conviction rests on 4 points: the suppression of my co-defendant's statement, gross misconduct on the part of police and prosecutors, a false key eyewitness, and the testimony of a government collision expert. A recent study by the National Registry of Exonerations showed that out of 2,400 wrongful conviction cases, 54% of those cases were the result of police and prosecutor misconduct. A separate study by principal investigator and Professor John Gall at American University showed that intentional misidentification, lying by non-eyewitnesses, and prosecutor withholding evidence are 3 of the top 10 factors in wrongful convictions. These studies are the science behind wrongful conviction cases, the truth. And I am unfortunately a living example of these statistics, and I'm surrounded by many people whose lives has been turned upside down by these very same miscarriages of justice. Being wrongfully convicted is traumatizing. In the last 2 years, I've lost my biological father, I've lost my stepfather, a favorite cousin, and my dear grandmother. But above all, nothing has affected me more than being absent in my son's life for this past 9 years. In an attempt to deal with this trauma and help my son heal and receive closure, I wrote the book Missive to My Son from Prison. I've since written 2 other books and have also designed curriculum and taught courses to help others deal with these same feelings. I use all of this to inspire my son, to show him that although I'm in prison, I am constantly trying to better myself and regain freedom. I need a lawyer who will actually advocate for me and properly present the truth of my case to a judge. But I cannot get a lawyer to look at my case without your help from the public. I need your help to be heard and to begin healing my life and the lives of everyone who was affected by my absence. I have lost my voice behind prison walls, but I have not stopped trying to speak. Thank you.